Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Soumya this side and please subscribe me if you have not already subscribed. Your one subscription means a lot to me, and in today's video we are going to study about Agent Force. So as you already know that I have this series of Salesforce Agent Force Specialist exam, and in today's video we are going to cover on what is Agent Force. This is one of the most important video because the Agent Force Specialist exam is focused mostly on Agent Force. Okay, so let's study what is Agent Force. What is Agent Force? So Agent Force, we can say it as the name describes, like a force of agents. Okay, so what Agent Force is that it helps us in building and customizing autonomous agents. Okay, with the help of Agent Force we can build agents which are autonomous. Okay, now what are autonomous agents? Let's discuss about like what is the difference between an autonomous agent and a traditional chatbot like we get in all the websites. What is the difference? Okay, so mainly the autonomous agents are designed to operate independently, making decisions and taking actions to achieve specific goals with minimal or no human intervention. Okay, so this is the most important aspect of the of autonomous agent, is that there is minimal or no human intervention in an autonomous agent. Okay, so for example, if you have to if you have to know about information about some order. Okay, so you just have to give the order number, that this is my order number, and that's it. Okay, it will give you all the information. Now what is happening on the background, what reasoning is going on, what all, how it is doing it, that we will discuss here, that how everything happens. So but autonomous agents are those which are autonomous. Okay, that means that they are independent and they don't need any human intervention. It is not that they don't need human intervention at all, they need, but it will be very minimal. Okay, for it is not for each and every question they are going to ask you something. What is the power behind autonomous agent? It is known as the Atlas reasoning engine. Okay, so Atlas reasoning engine, you can say, is like a brain of autonomous agents. Okay, because autonomous agents, they don't have any reasoning of their own. So there is an autonomous reasoning in sorry Atlas reasoning engine. What happens that the autonomous agents, they're getting data from us. Okay, so suppose we are saying that give me this order. For example, we placed an order. Okay, and we want to know the status of the order, so we will just write this give me information on this order. Okay, so this is the data which we are giving them, and then on the background it is using the Atlas reasoning engine. Okay, and then it is looking for which action it has to perform. Okay, so what will happen, that it will go to the topics it has configured, and from the topics it will go to which action it has to give, which action it has to perform. So this is how an autonomous engine, autonomous agents operate. Okay, so the main thing which we need to know about autonomous agent is that they need minimal human interaction, intervention. Okay, so they need minimal human intervention and they are built on Atlas reasoning engine. Now let's see that how they are different from the chatbots. So you have seen the chatbot. So today on all the websites we have this chatbot, right? So what is the difference between an autonomous agents and a chatbot? That chatbot, they cannot handle our all kinds of tasks. Okay, for example, if I will ask a chatbot to show me the leads which can be converted. Okay, or to show me the leads which have scored, which are high scoring leads, something like that. Okay, related to sales and leads, if I'll ask something, they'll not be able to answer because this is not their cup of tea, right? So this is chatbots can answer you some simple questions, right, not a lot of detail, otherwise it will say that, oh sorry, something like that. But with the autonomous autonomous agents, we can do a variety of complexity of tasks. Okay, so autonomous agents are being designed to do all those tasks, a variety of tasks, especially the customer support task, the service related task, the sales related task, so which were actually being done by a sales rep or a customer representative. So now they want that autonomous agent should do those tasks, that instead of a person who is telling that what is the confirmation of your booking or the time of your booking, or maybe the your order status or something, so they don't want a human to interact with that. Okay, they want that only the agent should themselves answer, and there should be no human power used in answering those questions. Okay, so this is the base that why this at autonomous agents started creating. Now chatbots, they require user input. Okay, so if you have interacted on any website with a chatbot, you will see that they will ask you questions again and again, again and again, again and again, and then they will reply, and maybe they will not even have the reply for that. Okay, so they need constant human intervention, the chatbots, the traditional chatbots, whereas autonomous agents, they are more advanced, they have more advanced AI system, so they can perceive the environment, they can make decisions, and they can achieve goals without the human intervention. Okay, so now I have this known as topics and actions. Okay, so if you have already seen the videos of practicals, right, so when we create an agent force agent, so we see that there are something called as topic, and then we create a topic, and within that topic we can create actions. Okay, so what it is doing, what is happening in the background is that it is getting data from us, the autonomous agents, they're getting data from us. Okay, what is the main thing which we are looking for? So suppose I am looking for booking an event. Okay, so I will say book an event like this, and then it will, this book an event will go to the reasoning engine, and it will see that which topic it will refer to, that which topic is for booking. Okay, and then it will go to the booking topic, and then from booking topic it will see that which action it has to perform. It has to update a booking, it has to cancel a booking, or it has to create a booking. Okay, so it will see that which action it has to perform, and based on that it will do it. Okay, so it will say your booking is confirmed, and this is your booking number, and something like this. Okay, so this is how what is happening in the background. Now this is a small diagram which I have created. Okay, and it is saying, so for example, this is the data that do a room booking for X days and Y date on Y date. So I am saying a chatbot or autonomous chatbot. Okay, autonomous agent chatbot, that can you do a room booking for me and for this much days and on this date. Okay, so now what will the chatbot do? The chatbot will go to the Atlas reasoning engine, and the Atlas reasoning engine will go to the topic. So it will go which topic, booking topic it will go. Okay, and then from the booking topic it will look what are the actions of the booking topic. So booking topic has two action: book a room, book a room reservation, or book an event. Okay, so we are asking for a room booking, right? So it will go to action 1, which is book a room reservation, and then it will book a room, and then it will return us that okay, your room is booked and the room number is this, or whatever it wants from us, it will ask, and it will provide us the information. So this is how first it looks for the topic, and then from the topic it looks for the actions. This is how they work. Now this is a diagram of Atlas reasoning engine, and this I have taken from Trailhead only. So and then how it works. So first of all, it comes into action as soon as the agent is invoked. From the first step, the reasoning engine will come into action, and then it will go to the topic classification, like I told here also. Okay, it will go that okay, which topic classification is there, and then it will go to the scope, instruction, and action injection. So in all the topics we have some instructions, right? So it will go to those instructions, and then it will see that whether it has to run any action or not. Okay, if no action is required, then it will ground check, and it will send the response. Okay, but if some action is required, yes, then it will do that action again and again. Okay, and it will go into the loop. If it is required, looping is required, and then it will execute the action. Okay, so for example, in this booking case, action was required to book a room, right? So sometimes it can happen that there is no action required, like the person is only asking the information of the booking and nothing else, right? It is not asking to create a booking or to update a booking or to delete a booking. It is just asking the room info. Okay, so we can just go to the topic and we can create, we can give the information to the customer. There is no need of executing an action. Okay, so in that case it will go to this no, which is this fourth, after the fourth step it will go to the no, and then it will seven ground check and response will be sent. Okay, but if any action is required, then it will go, it will execute the action. Okay, and then it will give the response back. So this is how Atlas reasoning engine, which is behind the autonomous chatbots, they operate. Now, what are the applications? So it has a wide variety of applications. Okay, we can use almost anywhere. We can use in customer support. Okay, so customer support, how we can use to handle a wide range of customer queries. Okay, so we can customers can ask, there can be simple frequently asked questions also, and also there can be some complex questions. Okay, so everything, this customer support, everything related to customer support, related to order management. Now order management is a very very big area, right? Because there are so many orders, so many shipments, and even the returns on orders. Okay, so because the order management life cycle is very vast, right? So what happens to an order, whether that order number exists or not, if that exists, then on which stage it is, whether it has to be returned or not, even if it is on shipment, then how many days it will take to fulfill that order. So what is the type of fulfillment, mode of fulfillment? There is a very vast, order management is very very vast. So everything related to order management, these small things about the in short, the information about your order, order. So this autonomous agents can handle that. And then lead generation. So lead generation is that they can engage with potential customers, gather contact information, and qualify leads. Okay, so if you have seen my tutorials on sales coach, so even we can we can create a pitch. Okay, and we can we can record a sales pitch also. So even this we can do with the autonomous agents. Okay, so lead generation is that qualifying that which are the leads which are being qualified. So it helps, we get a lot of AI help when it comes to lead generation. Okay, if you want to convert the lead, so you can just say in the box that convert this lead. Okay, you don't need to go in the lead and then go to that arrow and then convert that lead manually. No need to do, just say convert this lead and the name of the lead, it will automatically be converted. You don't have to go and convert it by yourself. Okay, so then personalized recommendations, scheduling and reservations, like appointment reservation, booking, all these things. Okay, so there are a wide variety of applications for autonomous agents, like agent force which we are talking about, and some of these are this. Okay, now at last I want to show you practical hands-on. Okay, so how it looks in our trailhead. I'm going to go in an org, so I am inside an org. Okay, and how it looks. So look, this is how I am in the setup, and I am in the agent force studio. Okay, so this is how it looks. Agent force agents is coming. Okay, but now you see that you cannot see any agent here, right? So why? Because this agent force is not on. So first of all, what we have to do, we have to on this agent force. Okay, so when you will on this, you will get this thing which says that enable the agent force default agent. Okay, so that means the default agents are not on. Okay, so what I am going to do, I am going to enable them. Okay, so when you will enable, you will get these agents. Okay, now you can see that some agents are coming, and also it says that give user access to the default agent. So if we want to give assign permission set groups to any user, we can assign from here. Okay, now I'm going to open a agent for now. Okay, any agent we can open. I'm just going to tell you that how, so this is how an agent looks like. So this is the detail, this is the topic, and then system messaging, language setting, connection. This is how it is looking from here. Okay, but when we go here in the builder, I am going to go in the builder now. Okay, now you see that how we create an agent. So this is the topic. Okay, we can create a new topic. So either we can say that create a new topic and we can describe, or we can, what we can do, we can do this asset from library. So here there are so many topics which are already there, so you can just click on one topic and then you can just finish. Okay, so if you will do that, the topic will be added here. Okay, now the topic is added. So what we have to do is, now we can add actions to this topic. Okay, so okay, 1 minute, I think some issue is going on. Let me reload it again. Okay, so this you can see. Okay, this is the topic which I just added. If I want, I can create a topic from scratch and I can add it. Okay, now in this topic, if you will see here, it will ask to view the details. Okay, so we can go and we can view details from here. Okay, now if we will see that there is a name, API name, classification, and there are instructions. Okay, so these instructions are very important. Now it also has an option of this topic actions. Okay, so if we will go to this new version, and then if we will go to here. Okay, so as you can see, it already has two action label. Okay, so once the autonomous agent will go inside this topic account management, then it will see that which action it has to take. Okay, it is asking to reset the password, or it is asking for some verify update the verified contact, or it is asking some and like question and answers. Okay, so answer question which no with knowledge. So it depends what that I mean what they are asking. So depending on that, they can, and there is this view which we can collapse and which we can we can collapse and do like this. So also we can add instructions. If we want, we can add more instructions. We can delete it from here. Okay, so I would really advise all of you that go here, go inside any agent, and just see that how the topics look like, how the topics actions look like. Okay, and how how this works. So just go and look into it. So I'm just canceling this. Okay, so similarly, you can add new topic from scratch. If you want, you can add that. Okay, and you can go inside the topic. So this is how, and this is how we can see the topic actions are there. Okay, now we go to next one. This is the data. Okay, so we can choose a data library from here. Okay, so this is it will ask that which type of data we want. Okay, so these are knowledge or files or web. Okay, what all data library what we want. For example, files, so we can upload any file here. Okay, so like that we can also have a data library. Then connections, so it is asking. Then context. Okay, so context will be like the variable, so we can add new variables here. Also we can add filters related to variables. So for example, this is the variable which is being added, view messaging session. Okay, so this variable is added, and these are the fields you can see, and then language, and then these are the events. Okay, so this is all is there in an agent force builder. So if I'll go inside a agent, okay, and if I'll go inside the builder, so this all we can do. I can create the topics, I can create the actions to those topics, I can create my own data library, I can add data files, knowledge articles, I can add all these things. Then I can create connections there. Okay, I can create events there. So this all was there. I just wanted to show you that how it looks like, but you will not be able to see these agents unless and until you have these things on. Okay, so you have to do these two things on. So one is this, the agent force. So as soon as you will turn on the agent force, this will come. Okay, and then if you want the default one, then you see that the default one is Einstein Copilot, so it is coming after you are enabling this. Okay, also if you want to create a new agent from scratch, okay, so you have to click on this. So from here we can create a new agent. Okay, so it will ask that create from a template, agent for startup, agent for service agent. So it is just going to ask you a lot of questions. Okay, and based on that you can create email. Okay, so for example, service agent, if I will say, then it is going to ask me select your topics. Okay, so now which topic I want. So case management, account management, reservation, these all are added. So they are saying that these all topics are added. Now next, now customize your agent. Okay, so I can write the name, API name, everything. Okay, I can write here role description, company name, user, everything, and then the data resources. So something I'll write here. Okay, and then this is asking for the data resources. Okay, so I have to select a data library, so new library, and then I have to select a data type. So suppose knowledge articles, so I select some knowledge articles. So, okay, so then I can configure it here. So for example, answer or question, suppose this I am selecting. Okay, so I can select this, and then I can create. So a new agent will be created. So if I want to create an agent from scratch, this is how I can do. And if I want to go on the agents which are already available, okay, and then I want to create, I can go in the builder and I can do whatever changes I want, or if I want to create more topics to it, or if I want to create actions to those topics. Okay, so whatever I want to do, I can do it. So this is a small hands on how agent force looks like, and how can we add all these topics and actions, and how can we create a agent from scratch. Okay, thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed my video. And please subscribe me if you have not already subscribed, and also please go to the organize or go to org and try these hands on, these little things. Just try to do it on your own, and I hope it helps you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.